we were discussing from chapter 21 and 22, little bit from chapter 20 also. We basically discussed about the sun and moon. In that, especially, we discussed about some of the attributes of sun and moon, some of the services that sun and moon does for all of us, and sun's chariot and moon planet. Details about the moon. Moon is made up of water, and half the moon is occupied by Pitrus, half the moon is occupied by Devatas, and etc. etc. Moon's orbit, sun's orbit, and relation between the Earth, Sun, Moon with 108. All such things we have discussed in the last week. So, how the moon is actually providing all of us the food that we need, all the living entities, and provides somarasa for all the devatas who wish to, who need to survive. And also, we saw about the different understandings of moon landing, the modern science, scientific understanding, and as well as Vedic understanding, how we see the somebody going to moon planet or other heavenly abodes that we saw in the previous class. So then, with that, we stopped with some of the attributes of the moon in the last class. So because the moon is the deity of the mind, is called Manumaya. He is providing food to everyone, is called Annamaya. He is providing Somarasa to Devatas, is called Amrutamaya. And is the chief element who is the cause of the life of everyone. That's why it's called Pranamaya. And thus, since he is sustaining everyone, including the Devatas and higher beings, he is called Sarvamaya. So these are the various names that are given to him, various attributes that are corresponding to moon and the moon planet and sun also we saw in the previous class. And today we'll see as we go upward, first comes sun, then comes moon, and then who all come. All the other details we'll try to see. From previous classes, anyone has any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, it is mentioned that moon is made of water.
Ah.
So what water means solidified. So it must be
Yeah.
very cold there. It's always in that state.
Yes, yes. It is cold place. It's supposed to be like that only.
Even when the sun is close to it, it doesn't have seasons like us.
No.
Okay.
May not be exactly like us. They may also have some seasons kind of thing, maybe in a little different way. But the moon itself is like very. See, for example, even in our Earth globe also, if somebody goes towards North Pole side, maybe in the North America, North America, north of Europe, and north of Russia, Siberia, etc. They are mostly icy places like Greenland and other places. They are all icy places only. Throughout the year, they are in icy condition.
Okay, like
So
the
moon is
area.
yes, the moon is also somewhat like that.
Thank you.
So since it is the abode of the Devatas, heavenly abode, so the people who are residing there are like that only. So they can live happily without any issue. Since we are earthly being, for us the earthly atmosphere is comfortable. And they are heavenly being, for them such kind of environment is comfortable. So in that way they will be situated there.
Thank you.
Other devotees, do they have any questions? If there are no questions, we'll move ahead. So as you go upward, after sun, there comes moon, and after the moon, there comes constellations or nakshatras. So the constellations, 28 in number, including Abhijit, are situated 3 lakh yojanas above moon. Inspired by the Supreme Lord, they move clockwise around Meru on the wheel of time. Just like in the previous class, we saw that the sun and moon are continuously revolving around. From Bhagavatam point of view, revolving around Meru only, because Bhagavatam does not get into each and every minute detail. But from Sri Thiruvenkata Ramanujar, we saw that the line connecting the center of the earth with the pole star, that line will be the center of the orbits of all the planets, sun, moon, etc., and including constellations also. Though it is said that moving around Meru, but Meru and that line is very closely situated, so they're actually moving around that line. So that way we have to understand. So traditionally there are 27 nakshatras, but Abhijit is also added in, along with them, so it becomes 28. These 27 nakshatras are actually the 27 residential places of the 27 daughters of Daksha. So Daksha had 60 daughters. After Haryashva said 10,000 Haryashvasas and 1,000 Salashvas, which were inspired by Narada Muni to take on to renunciation, then Daksha becomes angry and curses Narada Muni. At that time, Lord Brahma comes and pacifies Daksha, saying that don't beget sons, beget daughters. So at that time, he begot 60 daughters. So out of 60, 27 were married to moon god, and those 27 were given 27 aerial mansions, and these aerial mansions are known as 27 nakshatras by us. So in those 27 mansions, these 27 daughters of Daksha who were given in marriage to moon god are staying, and so it is like that. These nakshatras are the residential quarters of these 27 daughters of Daksha. So these are the names of these 27 daughters: Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Arudra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha, Maga, Pura Palguni, Uttara Palguni, Asta, Chitta, Swati, Vishaka, Anuvada, Jeshta. These are all actually the names of the 27 daughters of Daksha. They are staying in these places. So they are called nakshatras, and they are called with the names of these daughters of Daksha or wives of the moon god. And 28th nakshatra, whenever it is visible, generally it is not visible. Whenever it is visible, it becomes visible in between Uttarashada and Shravana. That is what it is said. So when he comes, he takes the last part of Ashada and the first part of Shravana. So in that way, he will situate himself in close proximity. So when he comes in between, does not disturb other nakshatras, but only disturbs Ashada and Shravana, so that he will get some space to be situated. So in the circle of 360 degrees, these are 27 nakshatras are placed, and so they will, each nakshatra will get some space. The circle in the night, when we see all the stars which are going, among those stars there are some star groups which are called as nakshatras. So like that there are 27 star groups, and each star group will take a area of 13.33 degrees. So 13.33 into 27, that will be 360 degrees. That's how it is mentioned. So what is the meaning of nakshatra and all? So previously we are talking about sun, moon, and sun, moon we call them as planet or graha in Sanskrit. So in Sanskrit, what is the meaning of nakshatra? So some little understanding. All the luminary that we see in the night in the outer space is called as nakshatra. Nakshatra means naktrayate iti nakshatra. So the technical meaning is that which delivers us from the fear of night. It's called a nakshatra. Generally, daytime we have sunlight. In the nighttime there is no sunlight. So somebody may say moonlight is there, but moonlight is also there only Paurnami and before and after Paurnami, few days. But when you come to Amavasya, that time there will be no moonlight also. So that time, so we get some light from the stars, so that people who stay in the field, this light, small light coming from the stars, is also good enough for them to come back home. But this example may not be so relevant in the modern context, in the sense now we have electricity, and we have torch lights, we have mobile operated torchlight also, battery operated torchlight in the mobile also. So we are very much familiar with the light. But if you go back to the situation when there was no electricity, so in that time people would normally depend upon sunlight and moonlight daytime during sunlight and nighttime depend upon moonlight. And they also have this lantern, etc. But natural lighting source is the moonlight in the nighttime. When moon is also not there, we get some starlight. But in any case, whatever that gives light in the nighttime, that is called a nakshatra. Any object that gives us some light in the nighttime, they are called nakshatra. So nakshatra also another meaning is that they never fade. Their illumination, the stars are said to be self-illuminating. They never fade, unlike the grahas and all. So in Bhagavad Gita, we see that nakshatrana maham rishi. That means of all the objects that shine in the night time and the moon. So nighttime we see so many things are brightly shining, but the brightness of among them, the brightness of the moon is greatest. So because of that, the Supreme Lord is represented by the moonlight in the night time. So like that. And then among the nakshatras, there are group of stars arranged in 27 groups. They are called Riksha. So these are Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, whichever we saw in the previous slide. They are technically called as Riksha. So, but by the common usage, the people, instead of calling them as Riksha, nowadays we call them as Nakshatra. Nakshatra is actually everything that is visible in the night time is called Nakshatra. But among them, there are 27 important groups which are supposed to be called as Riksha, but we are calling them as Nakshatra. So that is the difference. So they are bigger in size, like Buddha, up to 400 yojanas. So this previously we saw that the size of the moon is 270 yojanas. So after the moon, the next biggest one is Buddha, which is about 400 yojanas. So these rikshas are also as big as Buddha, up to Buddha. They're actually smaller, but some of the rickshaws are very big and they can become as big as rickshaw up to Buddha. So maximum size could be up to 400 yojanas, and that much thing is given to them. So 400 size yojanas means the entire earth is about 1000 yojanas, and in that 400 yojanas is uh, about 40%. That would be the size of the rickshaw that is given to one of the daughters of Daksha. So it is like that. Just see this. I just briefly take one small call. Somebody calling me. Usually I'm in a class. Can I call you afterwards? Okay. Mm. So here if you see, after among all the stars that we see in the night time, they are which are called nakshatras. The 27 group of stars are called Vriksha. They are in which Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini are residing. And like that, there are 12 more groups which are little bigger. They are called Mesha, Rishabha, Mithuna, Tula, Kanya, Vrishika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, Meena, etc. These 12 Rashis are also 12 group of stars, and these are also 12 constellations kind of thing. And then there are 27 groups of Rukshas, 12 groups of Rashis, and the remaining all other individual stars that we see in the night are called Tarakas. And these Tarakas vary from the size of 0.5 yojanas to 100 yojanas. So just like previously we saw that the sun's chariot, so like that, all these Tarakas are either chariots or the Vimanas like that of Kardamuni. Kardamuni, for the pleasure of his wife Devahuti, created a aerial mansion. All these Taraka are also like that. In every Taraka, all the different kinds of facilities that we saw in third canto that were available in the aerial mansion created by Kardama will be there in this. And these Tarakas are given to, these are actually the residential places of all the heavenly beings. They will be residing in these Tarakas. And their size varies from half yojana to 100 yojanas. Half yojana means 6.5 kilometers to 1300 kilometers. So 6.5 kilometers is like the width. So we can say that the entire South Mumbai, about 600 kilometers, that much is the size of one Taraka. Or 1300 kilometers, maybe would be from Bombay to Jayawada. That would be like 1300 kilometers. That much is the size of that one Taraka. That would be given to one of the heavenly being. So in that way. So those people who do good deeds cross this world and attain the stars. So people, we say that people who perform piety, we say that they have gone to Pitraloka or Swargaloka. When they go to Swargaloka, they will be given one star. They will reside in that star and enjoy all the opulences of that particular star. So in that way. Tara also means they are white and bright and they are self-illuminating. And then in addition to these three, Riksha, Rashi, Taraka, we also have Grahas. Except Sun, all the other Grahas are actually reflecting sunlight, and all these Grahas are also appearing to us in the night time like twinkling stars. So these are the nine Grahas. Surya, Chandra, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu, and Ketu. These nine Grahas are there in the outer space, and except Sun, remaining all are appearing to be like stars, like twinkling stars in the night time. So now again Bhagavad Gita says that Jyotisham Raviramshimam. Among all the shining objects, both in day and night, I am sun. So Nakshatrana Maham Shashi means among all those objects that are shining in the night time, I am moon. Among all those objects that are shining both day and night, I am sun. Because sunlight is much superior to the moonlight. So this is how the Lord's vibhutis are represented. All other planets shine because of the rays of the sun. That's why sun is called the king of the luminaries. Chakshuresa Savita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samasuramoorti Rashesh Teja. So that was the reason for sun to be called as the king of all the heavenly personalities. Because his brightness is better, superior to everyone else. So in that way. So this is some of the information about all those objects that are seen in the night time in the outer space. And they are actually grouped into Riksha, Rashi, Karaka, Graha. But technically, these 27 groups which are supposed to be called as Riksha, currently we are calling them as Nakshatra. Only these are called as Nakshatras today and modern usage. Here are some of the images about these luminaries and people identify, okay, these are so and so group of constellations. Some of them are Rashi, some of them are Rikshas. Here you see this is Polaris. Polaris, they call it as Polestar and Vega, Northern Cross, Cassiburi. These are all different rikshas. And here also we have different rikshas. This is Virgo. Virgo is our what can I say Rashi. And Spika is riksha. Vega is also a riksha. This is the Big Dipper, Saptarishi Mandal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the pole star currently. So in that way, these are all different rikshas. They identify. This is Leo, Simha Rashi. This is Simha Rashi, but in that Regulus is one riksha. They gave different names. This is another picture which indicates here the Big Dipper, Saptarishi Mandal. This is Saptarishi Mandal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Saptarishi Mandal appears to be like a question mark. Like that. This is Leo. This is Gemini. This is Virgo. So in that way. These are another pictures. So from our understanding, everything that we see in the night, we say star, 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 star. But among them, there are the four categories: Riksha, Rashi, Taraka, and Graha. And all these, generally, we see that the Grahas are like chariots, and all the stars and the constellations and the Rashis could be either stars, either chariots, or Vimanas. So, because they are all considered to be like aerial mansions like that of Kardama Muni creation. So, in the Bhagavatam, also at many places, we see that how these Vimanas had uh, briefly mentioned in the Bhagavatam. To fulfill the desire of his wife Devahuti, Kardama created an aeroplane filled with all facilities and took her throughout the Meru valleys. So in that aeroplane being situated, both of them went to different places all around Jambudipa, especially the Meru mountain, Ilavrta Varsha, etc. And then King Chitraketu, glorifying the Lord, traveled in outer space on a brilliant aeroplane for 100,000 years within the valleys of Mount Meru. So Chitraketu Maharaj, after he became Gandhar, King of Gandharvas, King of Vidyadharas, he was given an aeroplane. In that aeroplane, he was roaming here and there for 1 lakh years. After that, he was cursed by Mother Parvati to become Dhritarashtra. Seeing the wives of the Upadevas mounted on their aeroplanes going to her father Daksha's sacrifice along with their husbands, Sati spoke to her husband to take her for the sacrifice. So Sati also saw that the Devatas were visiting Daksha's yajna which is happening in the Himalayas. Papa, in order to go there, they were passing through Kailash, and these heavenly beings were traveling in the airplanes. They are their natural vehicles. On that path, being praised by and showered by flowers here and there by the Devatas seated in their planes, Dhruva Maharaja saw many planets one after the other. When Dhruva Maharaja was going in that Vimana toward Dhruva Loka from Upper Himalayas, so he saw on the pathway the heavenly residents who were situated in the different aeroplanes. They were showering flowers upon Dhruva Maharaja. Of those flying in airplanes, the person shining must be her, Archie. She is following Prutu. They saw Prutu in front and saw her following in another vehicle. Even the same Devatas, when Prutu Maharaja was ascending to spiritual world, he was ascending in one airplane, and behind him, in another airplane, Archie, his good wife, was also going. And Devatas, the ladies of the Devatas, they were looking at both of them and they were glorifying them by showering flowers. And they are situated in airplanes. So Vaikuntha is filled with airplanes made of gold, Vaiduria, and emeralds, obtained solely by worship of the Lord's lotus feet. 3:15:20. And today we'll be going to discuss just above Satyaloka there is one Vaikuntha, and that Vaikuntha is filled with so many Vaikuntha Vasis, and every Vaikuntha Vasi has an airplane for their travel, residence, etc. The airplane itself is their residence and it is meant for their travel from one place to other place. So this is how all upper planetary systems, the people generally are endowed with the moving residences, which are called either chariots or airplanes. That itself is their travel legend, that itself is their residential quarter. So this is the understanding of our Shastra about the residence of heavenly beings. So it is like that. So here are the 27 constellations which are located just above the moon at a height of 3 lakh yojanas. So any questions? Is it clear in the constellations?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Now you're audible.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, what is the difference between nakshatra and Rashi? Rashi.
So that's what now we say now. So here you see.
I didn't.
See, technically, nakshatra means anything that shines in the night time is called nakshatra. Anything that we see in the night time, that is called nakshatra originally. But eventually, in due course of time, so but in that all that we see in the night time, there are 4 different groups. So one group is called nakshatra, second group is called Rashi, third group is called Taraka, fourth group is called Graha. Graha means we have only 9 grahas, Surya, Chandra, Mangala. Except Surya, we can see all other grahas in the night time. Daytime we see sun because sunlight is so much we can't see anything. So except Surya, remaining all we can see in the night time. There are 9 navagrahas, and all the twinkling stars are called tarakas. And among the so millions of twinkling stars, few stars are arranged in 12 groups, and they are English we call them as constellations, or in Sanskrit we call them as Rashi, 12 Rashis. And these Rashis we know them: Mesha Rashi, Vrishabha Rashi, Mithun Rashi, Tula Rashi, Kanya Rashi. These names we are hearing. Basically, these are also stars, but a group of stars, which is called Rashi. A group of stars that appears to be like a lion, that is called that group is called Simha Rashi. A group of stars which appears to be like a scorpion, that is called Vrishika Rashi. So like that.
Okay.
So in addition to these 12 groups, there are 27 more groups, and these 27 groups are called 27 Rukshas. And these 27 group of stars are given to one daughter of Daksha Prajapati. And all this group, maybe 5 stars, 10 stars, maybe there, all these 5, 10 stars actually belonging to one of the 27 daughters of Daksha. And this entire place is called by her name. So like this is how. But in our normal usage conversation, these 27 Rukshas are now called as 27 Nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, etc. This is understood.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. But how will we, sorry, how do we
Sir,
know?
will we? Someone who knows about them, we should ask them, they will tell us.
Okay,
Either
okay.
our traditional people or the modern scientific people who knows, who
Uh,
regularly observing them and who regularly sees them, they will tell, okay, this is this so and so, Rashi so and so, Nakshatra, etc.
yes, parents they say, na, the TP and all, but I never
Ah,
understood. So I thought I'll ask you. Okay,
no,
Prabhu.
for us to understand, we regularly have to observe, we regularly have to hear about them, then we'll understand. Just by looking at in the sky, we cannot understand. We should
So,
constantly see. First, we should learn what is what, then we should constantly observe so that our knowledge will not last.
okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Any other devotee? Any question?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Madhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
We can't. Hari bol.
Prabhuji, I joined very late today, so by hearing the class, I'll be able to understand what you just explained so far.
No, we did not discuss so much. Class only started just now, some time back only. Okay. So now, after 27 nakshatras, as you go upward, there we come to the plane of Shukra Graha, the Venus. So Venus is situated 2 lakh yojanas above the 27 constellations. And the Venus also moves like sun. The previous class we saw that sun is moving just above Manasutra mountain at a height of 1 lakh yojanas from Pushkara. So like that, the Venus also moves in a circular fashion, clockwise direction. Sometimes ahead of sun, sometimes behind sun. So like that. And the Venus is favorable for everyone. Lokanam Nityadanukula eva. Always is favorable to all of us. Generally causes rain and removes evil influence of other planets. So this is basically the influence of the grahas upon us individually and collectively. Bhagavatam talks about some of the points. It does not go into great details. Somebody interested in great details, you can approach an astrologer. They will tell exactly how they are influencing, etc. But in general, as a cumulative effect, Venus is good for everyone. So that is understanding. And just like the moon is the sun is the abode of sun god, moon is the abode of moon god and Pitrus and Satyas. The 27 constellations are the abodes of the 27 daughters or 27 wives of the moon god, 27 daughters of Daksha, 27 wives of the moon. Similarly, the Shukra Graha is the abode of Shukracharya. Because Shukracharya is staying in that Graha, currently it is called as Shukra Graha. So for this Manvantara, Shukracharya will be there in that Shukra Graha only. That's why it is called Shukra Graha. In the next Manvantara, somebody else might stay. Just 1 minute. Sorry. So it is like that. So Venus is the abode of Shukracharya. Shukracharya resides there along with his parents name, with his family members, friends, relatives, all the Brahmana community, especially the Bhrugu's descendants, they all stay in the Shukra Graha. So it is like that. So none of the things are actually vacant everywhere. Some of the heavenly beings are residing. So in that way. So Venus, crossing Venus, as you go upward, there you will get the plane of Mercury or Buddha. The Buddha Graha's plane is situated 2 lakh yojanas above Venus. And he also moves like Sun, similar to Venus, sometimes behind Sun, sometimes in front of. And generally, Venus is always auspicious. Shukra Graha is always auspicious. But Buddha is sometimes auspicious, sometimes not. Whenever the Buddha Graha moving away from Earth, whenever he goes away from Earth, he produces fearful situations such as drought, cyclones, continuous clouds, etc. And whenever Venus is close to Earth, that time it is the situation will be peaceful. So this is one effect caused by Buddha. And this is the abode of Buddha, the son of Chandra and Tara. So the details about the birth of the Buddha are mentioned in the 9th canto, 1st chapter, and 9th canto, 14th chapter, etc. So this is the abode of the son of moon god, Buddha. He stays here along with his wife, children, friends, relatives, etc. etc. All of those will stay in this particular Buddha Graha. And then as you go a little bit above, after passing through Buddha, you will come to Angaraka, which is called as Mars, Kuja, Mangala, etc. He is situated 2 lakh yojanas above Mercury. Generally, it is inauspicious, indicating grief. So we saw Venus is favorable to everyone at all time. Mercury, Buddha is favorable when he goes close to Earth. When he is away, he is not favorable. And Angaraka, whether he is close to Earth or far away from Earth, in all cases, he is not at all favorable. And in general, is not favorable. And personally, from person to person, we all hear about Kuja dosha or Mangal dosha. People who are born when there is a strong influence of Mercury is there, that time people are affected by Kuja dosha or Mangal dosha. And they say that whoever has Kuja dosha, they need to get married to another person with Kuja dosha only, so that both both effect will be get cancelled. Otherwise, if you marry someone with Kuja dosha in some other person's family who has no Kuja dosha, somebody in their family may die anytime prematurely. That's how people understood. And so either they search for a person with Kuja dosha, or they do some Shanti, Homa, etc. Then they get married. So something like that. This is the individual effect. And this Angaraka Graha is the abode of Kartikeya, son of Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. The younger brother of Ganeshji, Kartikeya himself stays in this Angaraka Graha along with his family members, friends, and relatives, wife, children, etc. This is his abode. This belongs to him. And there is about some movement of this particular thing. This he passes through each sign in 3 fortnights, if not traveling retrograde. So for 1.5 months, he travels in one constellation, one Rashi. So whoever is born in that particular Rashi, while the Mars, Angaraka Graha is traveling in that Rashi, they are said to be having Puja dosha. For example, we are born in a particular Rashi, and during that time, if Mars also there in the same Rashi, we will be affected by Mars's Puja dosha. That is the understanding. So Mars travels in one Rashi for 3 fortnights, for 45 days. So in those 45 days, whoever is born in that particular Rashi will have Kuja dosha. So that is understand. So each Rashi in 45 days, and they will cover 12 signs in 1.5 year. These are some details we may see later on. Not so much. So after passing through Kuja, Mars, as you go upward, we will come to Brihaspati, called Jupiter, or Guru Graha. It is situated 2 lakh yojanas above Mars, generally auspicious for the Brahmanas. So while Mars is not at all auspicious for anybody, but Jupiter is specifically auspicious for Brahmanas. Others it may be less, but for Brahmanas it is most auspicious. And it is the abode of Brihaspati, the son of Angira and Shraddha, and the preceptor of the Devatas. Just like Shukracharya, the preceptor of the Asuras is residing Shukra Graha, Brihaspati, the guru of the Devatas, is residing in the Brihaspati Graha or Guru Graha, or Jupiter. He passes through each zodiac sign in one Parivasara. Parivasara means 12 years. Sorry, one Parivasara is 360 days. So, just like Mars is traveling in each sign, each zodiac sign for 45 days. Similarly, Jupiter travels in each zodiac sign for 360 days. So, like that. That is called one Parivasara. So, he covers 12 signs in 12 years approximately. The last one is Shani, Saturn or Shaneshwara. He is situated 2 lakh yojanas above Jupiter. He is always very inauspicious for the entire universe. Not only human beings, not only the earth, everyone is affected by Shani. Shani is very troublemaker. So, and it is the abode of Shani, the son of sun god and Chaya. Just like Buddha is the abode of the son of moon god, Shani is the abode of sun god. So, in one sense, all these people are very closely connected to each other. There we have sun, we have moon. Sun's sun is staying in Saturn, and moon's sun is staying in Mercury. And the guru of the Asura is staying in Venus. The guru of the Devatas is staying in the Jupiter. And the son of Lord Shiva, Kartikeya, is staying in Mars. So, in that way, we have Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn. The 7 grahas have been indicated here. So, in chapter 22, we hear about 7 grahas. In chapter 24, we hear about Rahu and Ketu. So, that time we'll discuss about Rahu and Ketu planets. Along with Rahu and Ketu, in total, there are 9 grahas. And Shani travels each Rashi for 30 months. And he travels all the 12 signs for 30 anniversaries. Matlab, 30 years almost. So basically, Saturn will move in one zodiac sign for 2.5 years. So it is said that, for example, if I was born in one particular Rashi, when Saturn enters into one Rashi before my Rashi, still since then, his effect will be there on me. The Saturn travels in the previous Rashi to my Rashi for 2.5 years. In my Rashi will travel for 2.5 years. The Rashi after my Rashi also again it travels for 2.5 years. 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5, total 7.5 years. So Saturn effect will be there upon me for 7.5 years. That's why it is called Sade Sat. And this comes again after every 30 years. Like that, it is said that in a lifetime of a person, a human being, 3 to 4 times we may experience Sade Sati. In those 7.5 years, we will go through some kind of difficulties because of Saturn. So it is said like that. His effect will be there upon us. So this is how these 7 grahas and their position, their influence upon us are briefly indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam. So any questions till now? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna,
Ah.
Prabhuji,
No, Prabhuji.
you mentioned that Shukra is favorable to everybody. But I've also heard
Yes.
that Shukra, when comes with Brihaspati, Shukra, when comes with Rahu or Ketu, then everybody has issues. I mean, even with Shukra being powerful and in your sign, but you are not peaceful and you are always into turmoil. How do we understand this?
Oh, Parajit, that are all different signs. We are not interested in talking about it. That astrologer will tell us about that. how the effects are coming and how long they will be influencing us and what is the remedy and all. They will help us. But we are not focusing about the effect and all. We are trying to understand what it is. What is this Mars, where it is located, and who is staying in that. That is more interest to us in the Bhagavatam.
All right. Thank you. Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, all these constellations and all, they are constantly moving. So are they moving in the in some gravitational force of some main star like pole star or something, or they are just moving randomly?
No, all these planets are moving around the line connecting pole star and the Earth. That line is the center of their orbits. So it's like that.
But does it have some force which keeps them in the track, or what? How?
Yeah, yes. The Supreme Lord himself is controlling their motion. Dhruva Maharaj also controlling their motion and all. We'll discuss about that a little later. How they are moving, why they are moving, etc. We'll discuss later.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
From the diagram you showed us that Earth is a small separated part of Jambudvip. So is it stationary, just revolving, or is it also moving like other planets around something?
Which one?
Earth.
No, at
Planet.
least from Bhagavatam point of view, it is not moving at all. It is neither moving around itself nor moving around sun.
So it's stationary on that column of ice.
So at least from Bhagavatam point of view, it is fixed. And these things which are there in the Borloka and Sargaloka, all these grahas which we are talking about, they actually moving.
So the day and night that we have, it is only because of the movement of the sun.
Yes, perfect. Later in the future, we'll discuss in one class how the planets are moving, how day and night is happening, and all. We'll discuss in one of the coming classes.
Yes.
Currently, our focus is about mainly what are these places, who are residing. That is the main important thing. Okay, any other devotees? So after crossing through Saturn, as you go upward, there comes the Saptarishi Mandal, which is called Vanaukasa in Bhagavatam and all. The modern scientists, they call it as Big Dipper. So it is situated 1.1 million yojanas above Saturn. So they always think of the well-being of everyone. So the Saptarishis who are staying in the Saptarishi Mandal, the 7 stars which are in like a question mark, they are always looking for the welfare of all of us. They are always praying and working hard for our well-being. And this Saptarishi Mandal circumambulates Lord Supreme Abode known as Dhruva Loka. Bhagavato Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Pradakshinam Prakaranti. So basically, the Saptarishi Mandal is every day doing parikrama around Dhruvaloka. Similarly, all the planets, all the nakshatras, all the constellations, rashis, everything is revolving around Dhruvaloka. Just like every day morning, we revolve around, we move around Tulsi Maharani, and devotees who visit temple on Sundays after Mangalarati while doing japa, they also do parikrama around temple, the entire temple premises. So like that, all these heavenly personalities, they do parikrama around Dhruvaloka. That is their normal duty. So these sages are in total are situated at a rate of 2.5 million yojanas from the sun. So by adding all the details which are mentioned till now, the height of the Saptarushi Mandal is 2.5 million yojanas above sun. And who are residing in the Saptarushi Mandal? The Saptarushis for the current 7th Manvantara are these people: Kashyapa, Atri, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaja. These people, 7 people, are residing in the 7 nakshatras of the Saptarushi Mandal. So every Manvantara, they keep changing. So in the first Manvantara, these were the 7 people who are staying there: Marichi, Atri, Pulasya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu, Vashishta, etc. In the upcoming 8th Manvantara, these will be the Saptarushis who will be staying in these places. These places are not like their permanent residences because they have given a special duty to look after, to take care of the people in this world. They have been awarded a special position and given a special place. The next Manvantara, during 8th Manvantara, we'll see Galava, Deeptiman, Parshurama, Ashwatthama, Kripacharya, Rishishringa, and Vyasdeva will be situated in this Saptarushi Mandal, and they will be taking care of all of us in that Manvantara. So this is the Saptarushi Mandal. This is at the pole star, Dhruva 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 Saptarushi Mandal. In these 7 stars, these 7 people are residing. In the first Manvantara, they resided. Current 7th Manvantara, they are residing. In the 8th Manvantara, they will reside. So it is like that. Every Manvantara, just like all the Devatas will change, similarly the Saptarushis also will change. As you go upward, crossing through Saptarushi Mandal, to a height of 1.3 million yojanas, we come to the abode of Lord Vishnu. Vishnoho Paramam Padam Abhi Vadanti. That is actually Lord Vishnu's Paramapadam. Because Lord Vishnu gave it to Dhruva Maharaj. Because Dhruva Maharaj wanted a place superior to that of Brahma's place. So Lord Vishnu gave his own place to Dhruva Maharaj. So since then it became known as Dhruva Loka. So, and it is established by the Lord at the pivot of all the luminaries, planets and constellations. All the luminaries that we see in the night time, for them, the pole star is the pivot, the Dhruva Loka is the pivot. Keeping the Dhruva Loka in the center, they all revolve around in circular fashion. Jyotirgananam Graha Nakshatradinam. There are 9 Grahas, 27 Nakshatras, and Jyotirgana refers to 12 Rashis. Whenever Bhagavatam talks about Jyotirgana, that means 12 Rashis. 12 Rashis, 9 Grahas, 27 Nakshatras. Adina means, and the unlimited Tarakas. These are the 4 things that are there in the outer space. For all of them, pole star is the pivot for their rotation. The Saptarishis, the Devatas, and the stars circumambulate Dhruva Loka with respect in clockwise directions. Samakala Yugubi, Sabahumanam, Dakshinata Kriyamana Idanim. All these personalities, they rotate in the clockwise direction. Dhruva Maharaj still resides at the life source of all and remains until the end of the Kalpa. So, since then, in the time it was awarded to Dhruva Maharaj, he will be staying there till the end of this Kalpa. When we hear in the Bhagavatam 4th canto that the airplane came to Dhruva Maharaj who was performing austerities in the forest. The airplane took Dhruva Maharaj and his mother Sunnati to Dhruva Loka. And since then, they are residing in Dhruva Loka, which was originally the abode of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu gave it to Dhruva Maharaj. And he will continue to stay till the end of the current Manvantara. He will be there. Sorry, till the end of the current day of Brahma. He will be there only. Till then it is called as Dhruva Loka only. So like that. So here you can see some references about this Dhruva Maharaj pastime. These are verses from 4th canto 9th chapter, where after hearing the prayers offered by Dhruva Maharaj, Lord Vishnu is responding to Dhruva Maharaj. Text number 20, 21, 25. Nanner adishtitam badram yad Prajishnu Druvakshiti Yatra Graharsha Taranam Jyotisham Chakramahitam. So since my dear son, my dear child, you have asked me place superior to that of Brahma, I'll give you that place. Na Anyer Adishtam Badramte. So till now no one attained this place, but I'll give you that place. I'm very much pleased with you. And what is that? That is actually my residence, my own residence, and which is eternal. Druvakshiti. Yad Brajishnu Druvakshiti. Yatra Graha Arksha Taranam Jyotisham Chakramahitam. Where keeping that Graha means the 12, 9 Grahas, Riksha means 27 nakshatras, Tara means unlimited stars, and Jyotisham Chakram means 12 Rashis. So the zodiac of the planets, constellations, and stars all revolve around it constantly. Chakramahitam. They continuously rotate around Dhruva Loka. And that Loka I'll give you. That is my own abode. I'll give it to you. Like that Lord Vishnu personally says. And how these people are rotating around him, how the Grahas, Rakshas, Taras, and Jyotishakram rotating around him. Madhyam Go Chakravastanu Tanshu Parastat Kalpa Vasinam Dharmo Agni Kashyapa Shukro Munayo Ye Vanokasa Charanti Dakshini Kritya Brahmanto Yat Sataraka. All these people who reside for the entire Kalpa of Brahma, entire day of Brahma, those who are situated in this poor loka and Swarga loka, these great sages and all, they'll be continuously revolving around Dhruva Maharaj. Basically, Dhruva Maharaj remains in Dhruva loka till the end of the Kalpa. He is called as Kalpa Vasinam. And all these great sages that are Dharmaraj, Agni, Kashyapa, Shukra, all these great personalities, they revolve around this particular Dhruva loka. Shukra is an example of Graha. Kashyapa is one example of Saptarushis, Saptarushi Mandal. We have Kashyapana. So Kashyapa is one of the Saptarushis. All examples are given here. Dharma and Agni are one examples of heavenly abodes, Tarakas and constellations, etc. So in that way, all these are rotating around Dhruva. So then, Lord Vishnu says at the end in the 25th verse, this is 20th verse, this is 21st verse, this is 25th verse. Tato Ganta Simastanam Sarvaloka Namaskutam Uparistha Drushivis Yato Navartate Gata. So in between he says that I will make you the king of the entire Bhumandala for 100 celestial years. Rule the Bhumandala for 36,000 years. And then you come to my abode, which is respected by everyone and which is situated just above Saptarushi Mandal. Uparistha Rishibhyas Tvam. So Dhruvaloka is situated just above Saptarushi Mandal, or it is situated just below, or above Dhruvaloka is situated the abode of the great Rishis, that is called Maharloka. Basically, Dhruvaloka is located below Maharloka and above Saptarushi Mandal, and go to that place. So what will be the result of that place going there? Yato na avartate gata. Having gone there, one will not again return to this material world. So this place, Dhruvaloka, is nothing but a Vaikuntha. Having gone to this Vaikuntha, they may stay there for some time serving the Lord. But after the end of the day of Brahma, along with Lord, they'll come back to Godhead. That is the understanding. Go back to Mahavaikuntha, spiritual world. So in that way, one above the other, all these grahas are situated right of 2 lakh yojanas. So we have seen till now Sun, Moon, Nakshatras, Shukra Graha, Buddha Graha, Angara Graha, Bruhaspati Graha, Shani Graha, Saptarishi Mandal, and Dhruva. So here you can see them: Sun, Moon, constellations, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Saptarishi Mandal, and Dhruva. All these things are there. But actually, the dimensions are not to the scale. From Earth to Sun is about 12 million yojanas. From Earth to pole star, it is only 3.8, as you see here. The total height is only 3.8 only. This is 3.8. And this is 12. From here to here 12. And here to here is 15.75. This picture is not to scale, but just to help us understand. And this is Lokaloka mountain. The Lokaloka mountain going all the way up to pole star. That's why I said that within this Lokaloka mountain only we have 3 lokas. The upper surface of the Bhumandala is Bhuloka, From this surface to moon, till this intermediate space, this is called Bhuvarloka. From moon to pole star, this entire thing is called Svargaloka. So it is like that. This is how the three lokas have been designated. All these three lokas get the light of the sun, moon, and all other luminaries in the night. And all the luminaries that we see, all the stars and everything is situated within this area only. None of them are outside this area. So this picture may be somewhat to the scale. From here to here it is 12, and here to here it is 4. 1 is to 3 supposed to be, but still not bad. So something like that. They are situated in a close band only. 5:23 2. This verse says that Dhruvaloka, established by the Supreme Lord, which is the pivot of all luminaries, planets, and constellations, which are made to rotate constantly around it by the inconceivable force of the Lord's time energy, shines constantly. So just now Mataji asked how these grahas and nakshatras are revolving. They are all revolving by the inconceivable force of the Supreme Lord's time energy, Kala Shakti. ग्रह नक्षत्रादीनाम् अनिमिषेण अव्यक्तरमसा भगवता कालेन भ्राम्यमानानाम्. So Bhagavat, the Lord's Kala Shakti, which is inconceivable, that Kala Shakti makes all these luminaries revolve around pole star, continuously offering respects to Lord Vishnu, who is residing in the pole star, and that pole star is continuously shining brightly. So this is the understanding of pole star. So here you can see all these different, they are rotating in their respective orbits, and here we have pole star. So this is what we have seen from the Bhagavatam. The position of the grahas is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. The same thing is mentioned in Vishnu Purana also, as our Vaipurana. Vaipurana says that when the sun is at the end of the Dakshinayana tracks, he will be below all other planets. Then moon moves above sun. The star belt moves above moon. Buddha will be above the star belt. Then there are Shukra, Brihaspati, Shani, Saptarshis, Dhruvaloka. These planets are situated one above the other by 2 lakh yojanas in order. So this is the understanding. But one thing is, Dakshinayana Margasto Yada Bhavati Pratam Rahitmatraintan. So basically, at the end of Dakshinayana begins in July, it ends on Makar Sankranti day. That means on the Makar Sankranti day, sun will be at the bottommost point, and the remaining are situated one above the other. But as time progresses, starting from Makar Sankranti, by the time we come to Karaka Sankranti in the month of July, the same sun who is here will go somewhere here, almost close to Saptarishi Mandal. And the other grahas also, they come down in due course of time. The grahas, though normally they will be revolving in their respective orbits like this, shown with the dotted lines here. These are the daily orbits. But over a period of sometime year, month, and 10 years, etc., they go up also and down also. These orbits gradually they move upward and come downward. So in that way, currently on that Makar Sankranti day, sun is below and moon is above. Few days later, the sun will go here and moon will come here. The up and down thing is not a permanent thing. It changes over a period of time. But as per Vaipurana, we see that on that particular Makar Sankranti day, at the end of that Dakshinayana track, this was the position of all the planets. And these details only Vyadeva provides in all the Puranas. So it is like that. So this is the positioning of the planets at that time. So it's like that. You're able to understand?
Yes, Prabhuji, somewhat.
Mm.
In the Brahma Samhita, it is mentioned Yasyajnaya Brahmati Samhrita Kala Chakra.
Mm.
So, on the wheel of time,
Mm.
they move.
Mm.
Does it mean like that?
Yeah, that is true. everyone is rotating around pole star. Wow, who
So
are
the
all
wheel
included
of
in that? All
time,
this wheel of time means pole that Kala Chakra.
pole.
Kala Chakra, Kala Chakra. Matlab Rashi Chakra. The 27, the
Rashi
12
Chakra.
Rashis.
Okay.
12 Rashis is called Kala Chakra. Other devotees?
I just understand everything.
Hmm. So then, in the 23rd chapter, after talking about Dhruva pole star, it talks about some of the missing things which were not mentioned from second chapter. Some missing things like which will be mentioned in the next couple of slides. So let us see about them. So there is a discussion about the universal form. All these luminary that we see, combining them is called as Virat Rupa. That's why it is said that it is considered to be a great machine consisting of all the stars and planets, and it resembles like a Shishumara. Prabhupada translates as dolphin. Kundali Bhuta Deyasya Shishumara Samastanena. Bhagavatam says it as Shishumara. Our devotees translate it as dolphin, and Madhvas translate it as scorpion. And Bhagavatam says that it is considered to be an incarnation of Lord Krishna or Vasudeva. And yogis contemplate upon this imaginary Shishumara. So basically, the Shishumara is nothing but the mapping of all the celestial entities, and that appears to be like a fish, like a dolphin. And the dolphin, the yogi is considering that to be a Virat Rupa of the Lord. They made it upon that. That's why it is called imaginary. And they made it upon it as Virat Rupa. Bhagavato Vasudevasya Yoga Dharanam Anuvarnayanti. Because it is actually visible in the sky. The mapping of all the luminaries at a particular time, they appear to be like a dolphin. It is actually visible to us, even we can also see it. And they describe it as zodiac, the Jyotiranikam. So when a yogi looks into sky or meditates, visualizing the sky within his own heart, he get to see like a dolphin like this. A dolphin that is swimming across a ocean. Like that he will get to see. So like swimming across the ocean. This is how he'll get to see those things that are there in the sky. Even with our camera, if we capture and some particular days, you can get to see like this. All the luminaries, when they are together, it appears to be like this. When you map them properly, it appears to be like a dolphin like this. And in that, you see all these things are there. Constellations, zodiac signs, Sagittarius is here. These are some of the constellations. The sun is here. So like that. Some describe the zodiac belt to be the form of a dolphin used for worshipping Lord Vasudeva in meditation. And its head appears to be downward and its tail is upwards. When the yogis imagine, and what is the description of this entire Shishmara? It appears to be like a dolphin, and its head is downward, its tail is upward, and its body is coiled to its right side. The body is bent to right side, and its body is balanced because of the 14 stars on either side. Though it is bent on one side, it does not fall down because on the right side of the dolphin is 14 stars are there, left side 14 stars are there. The 28 stars, along with Abhijit, they actually balance this dolphin without falling down. And it is considered as Lord Vishnu's external form and not eternal form. It is not Lord's eternal form but external form only. And the yogis meditate upon this. And later on in the Bhagavatam 6th canto, we see that Dosha, the 7th Vasu, married Sharvari and they gave birth to Shishimara, Lord's expansion, Kala. This, the Supreme Lord Vishnu, also appeared as one expansion to Dosha and Sharvari. His name is also known as Shishumara. And this Shishumara is the deity, preceding deity of this Shishumara which we are talking about it. The Shishumara, which is considered to be the combination of all the luminaries, which appears to be like a dolphin. Its preceding deity is Lord Shishumara, who appeared the son of Dosha and Sharvari, which will be discussed in the 8th canto, 6th canto. And this Shishumara is considered to be the resting place of all the Devatas, stars, and planets. Jyotirgananam Graha Nakshatra Jyotirgana means 12 Rashis, Graha is 9 Grahas, 27 Nakshatras, and Adinam and other Tarakas. Graha, Arksha, Riksha. Graha means 9 Grahas. Riksha is 27 Nakshatras. Tara, unlimited stars. Mayam. It is made up of all of them. Here you see. Here is Polestar. Here is Bhumandala. In between, we have all the different entities. And some of the entities combined together appears to be like a dolphin. Dolphin head is downward, tail is upward towards Droloka. Head is downward towards Bhumandala. But when a yogi meditates, you will see like this, like a dolphin jumping across a ocean. Bhagavatam says that head is downward, tail is upward. The same Bhagavatam also says that when yogi meditates, he will see it to be like a dolphin jumping across. What does it mean? The meaning is the yogi who is meditating upon this dolphin is from Himalayas. So Himalayas is in India, and this is the Earth globe. In India, is somewhere in the middle of the Earth globe. He is meditating here. For him, it appears to be like that. But in the overall universe, where in the Bhumandala, with respect to Bhumandala, this is the position of Earth globe, and this is the position of Polestar, and this is the position of dolphin. Dolphin, it is downward, and tail is upward. So like that. And on this dolphin body, at different places, different things are situated. So on the end of its tail is Dhruvaloka. So like that. End of its tail is Dhruvaloka. On the body of its tail, we have the abodes of Prajapati Daksha, Agni, Indra, and Dharma. Dharma personified stays somewhere here. Indra's abode, Amaravati, is also somewhere here. At the base of the tail, where the tail and the body are joined to each other, there is the abode of Data and Vidata. As you come downward, we have the abodes of Saptarishi Mandal. Little below, we have Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus. Little below, we have 28 nakshatras, 14 on the right side, 14 on the left side. And just below, in the mind, we have Moon. Then there is Sun. Then there are Ashwini Kumaras. Then there are Rahu and Yamaraja. Upper chin, lower chin, like that it is said. Rahu and Yamaraja, these are all there. In the heart, we have Narayana, the Paramatma. Lord Sushumara, who is the representative of this dolphin, is actually situated in the heart of this Sushumara. And also there is a mention of, so all these are there. So genitals, back of its neck, mouth, life hair, navel, coiled body. Right side, left side. Right side 14 stars from Ajit to Punarasu. Left side 14 stars from Pusha to Uttarashada. And then on the back of Shishimara, we have Ajavati stars, constellations on the southern edge. On the abdomen, we have Ganga. The Ganga flows through the abdomen of this Shishimara, which is also called as Akasha Ganga. The Ganga which is descending from Satyaloka down to Mount Meru. From Dhruvaloka to Mount Meru, whatever the Ganga is there, that is called Akasha Ganga. And in the mind, we have Moon. In the chest, we have Sun. In the heart, we have Narayana. On its two breasts, we have two Ashwini Kumaras. In the neck, we have Rahu. In the upper chin, we have Agasti. In the lower chin, we have Yamaraja. All over its body, we have comets. Ketava Sarvangeshu. The comets which are there in the outer space, they are considered to be the entire, they are spread to all over across the body of the Shishmara. And Romashu Taragana, on the skin pores of the Shishmara, we have numerous stars. All unlimited stars are considered to be the skin pores of this Shishmara. So it is like this. All these things we have seen in these different locations, these are situated. So some of the things which are not mentioned in the previous chapter are indicated here. So we can see here where is Prajapati staying, Daksha is staying, Agni Devi is staying, Indra is staying, Data Vidata are staying, and some of the things, all these things are mentioned. So it's like that. So in one sense, the complete picture of this particular Bhuvarloka and heavenly abodes is indicated with the Shishumara Chakra. And it also talks about the 28 stars, where these 28 stars are located. 14 are located in the right side, 14 on the left side. So in that 14, who are there where Punarvasu and Pusha is located on the lion's location. Lions means the where the tail is joining to the body. Arudra and Ashlesha are located next to feet. Abhijit and Uttarashada are located to nostril. Shravana and Purvashada are located in the left eyes. Dhanishta and Mula are left ears. And 8 stars are on the left rib, 8 stars on the right rib. Shatabisha and Jeshta are located in the left shoulders. So like this, all these different things are located in different places all over the body of Shishumara chakra. So this is about the Shishumara, which is considered to be the external form of the Supreme Lord, and also considered to be the Virat Rupa of the Supreme Lord. The yogis meditate upon this particular Virat Rupa for their spiritual progress. So this is how the Shishumara chakra has been designated and indicated and explained in the Bhagavatam 23rd chapter. And after this is all part of Bhuvarloka and Sargaloka. And Dhruvaloka is the topmost point of Sargaloka. As you go upward, crossing through Dhruvaloka, we come to Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. So Bhagavatam does not talk about these 4 lokas directly in any slokas in this particular 15th canto, 23rd chapter. But in the last part, the Prabhupada talks about them a little bit. And some points connected from various other places in the Bhagavatam are mentioned in this slide and next slide. Maharloka is the abode of great sages and rishis, siddhas and rishis in large number, and the perfected vanaprasthas reside in the Maharloka. Maharloka is basically the abode of the great sages, etc., who are living here. And even those people who practice vanaprasthas very perfectly, they also will be ascended to Maharloka. That is mentioned in the 7th canto. And then Janaloka is also abode of great rishis and sages. Here their leader is Bhrigu. Bhrigu resides in Janaloka, and other sons of Brahma also reside here. Tapaloka is the abode of also great sages and rishis, headed by the 4 Kumaras. The 4 Kumaras actually reside in the Tapaloka, and one of the 11 Rudras also staying in this Tapaloka. Satyaloka is the abode of Lord Brahma, resides along with his associates, the Vedas personified and great sages. So Brahma himself resides in Satyaloka, and many of his great sons and great sages, great Brahmanas, and Vedas personified, they all reside in the Satyaloka. So at this point of time, the Bhagavatam commentary, this chapter, last verse commentary, it says that only 4 lokas are there, their heights are mentioned. But what kind of people are residing? This information is from other places of the other part of the Bhagavatam. So here we have a couple of slides talking about these places. Second canto, 2nd chapter, when the yogi is going upward, what are the different places he passes through? Currently in the temple Bhagavatam class are discussing all these verses. It says that the yogi passing through Shishumara chakra, that means Bhuvarloka and Sargaloka, then he comes to Maharloka. That is mentioned here. Surpassing the navel of Lord Vishnu. Navel of Lord Vishnu means the area of Swarga, or especially the Dhruvaloka. So the Swarga is considered to be the abdomen of Lord Vishnu, and navel is Dhruvaloka. With his very subtle, pure body, the yogi alone arrives at the worshipable Maharloka, in which the Brahmavadis who live for a kalpa enjoy. So Maharloka is specially meant for the Brahmavasis, the great sages, great yogis, great jnanis. They reside here and they live there for 1 kalpa. Their lifespan is about 1 full kalpa. In Brahmaloka, and then the yogi passes through Maharloka, say he will go to Janaloka, then Satyaloka, then Tapaloka, then finally comes to Satyaloka. In Brahmaloka, there is no lamentation, no old age, no death, no suffering or fear, except compassion for the suffering conditioned soul in the Bharata Varsha. Brahmaloka itself is a place of happiness, but they feel unhappy looking at all of us who are suffering in this material world in a bondage state. And then who are residing in this Brahmaloka? This is from 8:21 to, it says that The personified Vedas, Upavedas, Nyayashastras, Itihasas, Vedangas, Puranas, Samhitas, Yamas, Niyamas, perfected Jnanis and Yogis who had attained Brahmaloka by mixed bhakti, all offered respects to Lord Devikrama. This verse is spoken when Lord Vamana, accepting the charity from Bali Maharaj, expands himself into Trivikrama form. Then with 1 feet he covered the entire Bhumandala, with 2nd feet is covering Bhurloka, Swargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. As his feet is increasing, the great personalities residing in Brahmaloka, they realized the Lord Vishnu is performing a wonderful pastime. Then, looking at the feet of the Lord Trivikrama, all these people who generally reside in Satyaloka, they are offering prayers to Lord's lotus feet. Who are all staying? Lord Brahma, the personified Vedas, personified Upavedas, personified Nyayashastras, Itihasas, Vedangas, Puranas, Samhitas, Yamas, Niyamas, Jnanis and Yogis, all attained Brahmaloka by performing mixed bhakti. They are all offering respects to Lord Trivikrama. Vedopaveda Niyama Yamanvitas, Tarketi Asanga Purana Samhita, Echapare Yoga Samira Deepita, Jnanagnina Randita, Karma Kalmasha. All these people are offering respects to Lord Trivikrama. So, like that, at different places in the Bhagavatam, we see that the grihasthas who, by practicing Sakama Karma, can attain Swargaloka, and Naishtika Brahmacharis who practice Brahmacharya for the entire life systematically, they can attain Brahmaloka. And Vanaprasthas, though practice Vanaprastha Dharma properly, they can attain Maharloka. And a Jnani Sannyasi, after completing Vanaprastha duties, those who take sannyas order, and those Jnanis, those who are practicing Jnana Marga, Bhakti Mishra Jnana, taking sannyas order, if they practice their sadhana properly, passing through these Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, they will attain Sahajya Mukti, direct Mukti. And in Bhagavad Gita, in 8th chapter, we see that those people following the path of light, passing through all the different places, they come to Brahmaloka, then eventually they attain Brahman, and then they do not return. That is Kalakrama Mukti. The Jnani Sannyasis attain Sahajya Mukti directly, and some other yogis following the path of light, they slowly go to all these places and eventually attain Brahman, Sahajya Mukti. That is Kalakrama Mukti. And those people who follow the path of life, darkness, they either go to Pitraloka or Swargaloka and then return to Bharatavarsha. So like that. So these are some of the points we can see from various other places of the Bhagavatam. So what are the nature of these different places? Who are the people who reside there? And who else can go to these places by practicing these different kind of sadhanas? So this is how we can see all these different places, how they are connected. This is the entire universe. In the middle we have Mandala, below that ocean, and these are the places which are there above. Their names are given here. Satyaloka is the abode of Lord Brahma. Tapaloka is the abode of 4 Kumaras. Janaloka is the abode of Bhrigu, Maharloka is the abode of other great sages. Pole star is the abode of Lord Vishnu originally. Now it is given to Dhruva Maharaj. That's why it is called Dhruva. Then we have Saptarishi Mandal, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Moon, Rahu, Ketu also, here Earth globe, here Sun. So like this, all these different things we have discussed. So I think there is a small video. Looks like I need to so now you can see the video. I just started audio.
Vedic cosmology explains that the universe is made up of 14 vertically arranged planetary systems, or lokas. Each system resembles a galaxy and comprises stars, planets, and other celestial bodies. The topmost planetary system is Satyaloka, the abode of Brahma, which is at a height of 1.87 billion miles above Earth. Below this Satyaloka planetary system is the Tapaloka planetary system, the abode of the ascetics, which is at a height of nearly 1 billion miles above the Earth. Here, the ascetics live in a solitary, serene environment conducive for yoga and meditation on transcendence. Their disciplined life of joyous austerity prepares them for returning back to the non-material world. As we move down from Tapaloka, we pass through Maharloka and Janaloka until we reach the Svargaloka planetary system, also known as heaven.
So like that. Any questions till now?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you had mentioned that this Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, they are all subtle. So subtle means how?
Instead of being subtle, we can say that they are all the residential quarters of the great souls, all these great rishis. And they are so elevated, their abodes are also somewhat similar to them. So that way we can understand them to be subtle.
So when at the end of Brahma's day, when there is a so it's mentioned that all these people in the Swargalok, they all move to the higher planetary system. Maharlok people, they move higher.
Maharlok people will go higher, but not the Svargaloka people.
Not
When there is
the
annihilation
Maharlok.
at the end of, so when the end of
So
the day of Brahma, so one second.
yes.
At the end of the day of Brahma, you see, Lord Shesha will be holding the entire Bhumandala here. We'll be discussing in the upcoming 25th chapter. So he becomes very angry. So he produces fire. That fire will burn the entire Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Svargaloka. All the people residing in these places, all of them are burnt by the fire. The heat of that fire goes to Maharloka. So Maharloka people leave this Maharloka, go to Janaloka. Heat goes all the way here. The people of Maharloka, Janaloka both will go to Tapaloka. Heat will come here. They will go to here. And Brahmaji says that heat is coming here also. Let us enter into the water. They all enter into the water and they go to Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And it is Garbhodaksha Vishnu who accepts all of them, and they all enter into the body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. They take rest within the body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu for the entire night of Brahma. So it is like that.
Okay, so they don't go out into the body of Karnadaksha Vishnu.
No.
They remain in the universe.
They remain inside the universe only. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I was not following that part. At Pralay, whether they exit the universe and go to
No.
Unless within the body.
Unless until they want to go back home back to Godhead, they will not cross this universe. Even though
So
any conditioned soul also. Universe still will be there.
And it gets annihilated only at the end of Brahma's life. Is it like
perfect. That? Yes. After the end of Brahma's 100 years, even the universal shell also gets dissolved and everything will enter into the body of Karnadaksha Vishnu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Other devotees, anyone has questions? If no one has any questions, before continuing further, let us have a couple of minutes break and then we'll continue.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in this universe only, if some people are they have they qualify, do they go out to heaven? I mean, back home, back to Godhead, or
yes.
they have to wait till Brahma?
No, not that. As if they want to go back to spiritual world immediately, they can go. That is there. That's why it is. I just mentioned. What was that? Direct mukti. Even the jnanis and yogis also, even by practicing jnana yoga, mixed jnana yoga and mixed ashtanga yoga, they can attain Sahaja mukti immediately. What they want to wait till the end of the day of Brahma. Then what to speak of the devotees? Yeah. If they want to wait till the end of the day of Brahma, they can wait. But if they want to attain immediately, they can attain immediately. Without it, no issue. Both possibilities are there.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, then we'll take a small break, then we'll continue. Hare Krishna, devotees are there?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Vedic
So it is said that here we have Satyaloka, the intermediate space between Satyaloka and the beginning of the universal. In this open space, there is one Vaikuntha. We have already seen that Dhruvaloka itself is Vaikuntha, which was the abode of Lord Kshiroksha Vishnu, which was given to Vidura Maharaj. That's why it became known as Dhruvaloka now. Previously, it was known as Paramapadam, the abode of Lord Vishnu, Kshiroksha Vishnu. Similarly, there is one more Vaikuntha, one more Paramadam, which is located in between this area, just above Satyaloka and before the beginning of universal shell. There is a brief mention about that in the Bhagavatam here and there, not in the fifth canto, but other places. The universal covering will begin at a height of 16.2 million yojanas above Satyaloka. So in this free space, there is a Mahavaikuntha, which is created by Lord Vaikuntha to please Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So this is mentioned in the 8th canto. 8th canto, chapter 5, text number 46, it is said that his name is Lord Vaikuntha. He is the son of Subra and Vaikuntha. And after the marriage with Mother Lakshmi, so they need to have a home. So he brought the Vaikuntha, which is the spiritual world, into this our universe. And that place is situated just above Satyaloka. And that place is elaborately described in 3rd canto, chapter 15-16. So what is this place? What kind of facilities are there in that place? Everything has been described in the 3rd canto, 15th chapter. That description is all about this Mahavaikuntha, which is located just above Satyaloka. And in the Bhagavatam, at various other places also, there is a mention about this Vaikuntha. So for example, if you see 2nd canto, 5th chapter, there is a description of the universal form. So which says, Burloka Kalpita Padbhyam Bhurlokoste Nabita. The 2 feet are considered to be Bhurloka, Bhuloka. Bhuloka also has Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Satala, Patala. From the soles of the feet all the way up to the thighs, joints, it is called Bhuloka. That is the 2 feet of the Lord. Bhuvarloka Nabita. The Nabi portion is Bhuvarloka. Hruda Swaraloka, the chest portion is Svargaloka. Urasa, Hruda, heart portion is Svargaloka. Urasa Maharlokasto, Maharloko, Mahatmana. Upper portion of the chest is called Maharloka. Grivyam Janaloka. The throat is Janaloka. Tapaloka Stanadvayam. Tapaloka is the 2 lotus lips of the Lord are called, are the location of the Tapaloka. Murdabhi Satyaloka. The forehead is the Satyaloka. 2. But above the forehead, there is an abode known as Brahmaloka, which is Sanatana, which is eternal. This Brahmaloka is not the abode of Lord Brahma. This Brahmaloka is the abode of Parabrahman. Brahman, Paramatman, Bhagavan. That Parabrahman, his abode is called Brahmaloka here. And that is located above Satyaloka. So it is like that. In this way, it is indicated here, the location of this Satyaloka. Even Laghu Bhavata Amrita also means the same. Mahavaikuntha Lokasya Vyapakasya Avyayatmanah Prakatikaranam Satya Upari Kalpana Muchate. Satya Upari Prakatikaranam. So it has been manifested by the Supreme Lord just above Satyaloka. That is called Mahavaikuntha. So this Mahavaikuntha is located just above Satyaloka here. That is where the 4 Kumaras went to have darshan of Lord Vishnu. That happened here only. The 4 Kumaras went to have darshan of Lord Vishnu. 6th gate they passed, and 7th gate they were stopped by Jaya Vijaya. And the rest of the pastime all happened. Lord Vishnu himself came there and gave darshan to the 4 Kumaras. So it is like that. The same place is further described in 2nd canto 9th chapter. 2nd canto 9th chapter, when Brahma was born during his first day, after his birth, he performed tapasya for a long time. Then he had darshan of Mahavaikuntha. Afterwards, Lord also spoke Shloki Bhagavatam to Brahma. So that time it is mentioned. Tasmai Swalokam Bhagavan Sabhajita Sandarshayam Asa Paramna Param. So he has been given the darshan of this Mahavaikuntha, and there is nothing superior to this place. And there is a description of this Vaikuntha also in that chapter. And then in the 9th canto, we see that Durvasa Muni, because seeing apparent fault in Ambarish Maharaj, he created a fiery demon to destroy Ambarish Maharaj. But Lord Sudarshan Chakra chased after, destroyed that fiery demon and chased after our Durvasa Muni. For his own protection, Durvasa Muni goes to Satyaloka, then Kailash, then finally goes to this Vaikuntha. So in that Vaikuntha, he saw Lord Vaikuntha and Isa, Lord Srinivasa. Vaikunthakyam Medadaste Srinivasa Shreyasaha. There is a Lord Srinivasa along with Mother Lakshmi. He saw both of them in that particular Vaikuntha. And same thing is again mentioned in 10th canto 18th chapter. Bhrugumuni, with a mission to test and understand who is superior among the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. He goes to Satyaloka, test Brahma. He goes to Kailash, test Lord Shiva. Then he goes to this Vaikuntha, where Lord Vishnu was lying down on his bed, Mother Lakshmi was massaging. He directly enters into his own personal chamber and kicks on the chest of Lord Vishnu. That entire pastime happened in this particular Vaikuntha, which is above Satyaloka. Ato Jagama Vaikuntam Yatra Devo Janardana. So this is the darshan given to Lord Brahma. It's another picture of the same darshan was given to Lord Brahma. This is Durvasa Muni creating fiery demon, Chakra chasing after Durvasa Muni, who entered into Vaikuntha for protection, where he saw Lord Srinivas and Mother Lakshmi. And in that same Vaikuntha, Bhrigu came and kicked on the chest of Lord Vishnu. Feeling very sorry for this entire event, Mother Lakshmi came down to Kolhapur, began performing tapasya to atone for her being part of this great offense, not doing anything. And searching after Mother Lakshmi, Srinivasa came down to Tirumala Hills. He began to perform austerities there. Eventually, Srinivasa married to Padmavati, and then he is reunited with Padmavati and Mother Lakshmi. That all pastime happened because of this Leela. Tirumala pastime is all in connection to this one only. The Lord who is staying in Tirumala is actually the Lord who descended from this Mahavaikuntha. So, in that way. This Mahavaikuntha has been indicated. Even the Madhvas, when they draw the picture of the entire universe in the Bhugola Varana book, this is Bhumandala. This is the seven lower planetary system. This is our 8 elephants, Shesha, Kurma. This is Shishmara. They draw Shishmara to be a scorpion. This is Dhruvaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and this is Mahavaikuntha. And these are the 7 layers: earth, water, fire, ether layer. This is the Mahavaikuntha which they indicate just above Satyaloka. So after passing through this Satyaloka, then we come to Vaikuntha. Then we enter into earth layer, water layer, etc. Like that, there are 7 layers made up of earth, water, fire, ether, Ahankara, and Mahatattva. Each 10 layer is 10 times shorter than the previous layer. And sometimes Bhagavatam it is said that there are 8 layers, including Pradhana. And at other times, some say that there are 10 layers, including Tamas layer, Rajas layer, and Sattva layer. This one Pradhana is divided into 3 parts. So 7 here plus 3, total 10 layers. Like that, at different places, the different number is given. This is one verse from 2nd, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, which says there are 8 layers. The universal globe is surrounded by layers of elements such as water, each 10 times thicker than the previous layer, covered by a layer of Prakriti on the outside. Within the universe, there are the varieties of planets which are large form. So the 8th layer is Prakriti. The 7 layers are further covered by Prakriti layer. This Prakriti layer itself has 3 divisions: Tamas, Rajas, and Tattva. So 7 plus 3, total 10 layers. So here are 2 verses which talk about the presence of the 10 layers. There are 2 verses which are coming in the 2nd and 5th chapter, 2nd and 6th chapter, which are similar to the Purusha Sukta prayers. Here are the lines which are similar to each other. Om Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat matlab Sahasro or Angri Bahu Saksha Sahasran Shirshavan. And Sabumim Sarvato Prushtatitisha Dashangulam. Tenedam Avrtam Vishwam Vitashtati. Purusham Yevedam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yatyabhavyam. Sarvam Purusham Yevedam Bhutam Bhavyam Bhavachet. Utamvrtasya Shenaha Yadena Natirohati. Sava Saeva Purushattasma Mandal Nirbidya Nirgata. The meaning of these 2 verses is, it is Mahavishnu, after manifesting unlimited universes covered by 7 or 8 or 10 layers, expanding himself as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, enters into each and every universe, And after staying there for the lifespan of Brahma, he again comes back. He reunites with Mahavishnu, and that Mahavishnu remains as a Sahasra Shirsha Purusha with 1,000 heads, 1,000 legs, 1,000 eyes, 1,000 hands, 1,000 feet, etc. etc. And now the distance or the gap between Mahavishnu and Garbhodaksha Vishnu is Dashangulam. Adyatishtas Dashangulam. These two personalities are separated by 10 universal layers. Dashangulam indicates 10 universal layers made up of earth, water, fire, ether, and Ankara Mahatatva, and Tamaguna, Rajoguna, and Sattva. That is the distance between the Garbhodaksha Vishnu and Karnadaksha Vishnu. Karnadaksha Vishnu is outside the universe, Garbhodaksha Vishnu is inside the universe, दोनों के बीच में, in between both of them, there are total 10 layers. Adyatishtas Dashangulam. That is the meaning of this verse. So here you can see clearly. Garbhodaksha Vishnu is here, the 7 layers, and also Prakriti layer. Finally, we have Karnadaksha Vishnu here. दोनों के बीच में, between both of them, we have 10 layers separating them. So this is the diameter of the universe, which is about 500 million yojanas. This universe is covered by 7 or 8 or 10 layers. The first layer is the layer of Earth. The width of the Earth layer is similar to the width of the internal universe. The internal universe is 500 million yojanas. That is the width of the Earth layer. 500 here, 500 here. The second layer will be 10 times to the thicker of the 10 times thicker to the first layer. This is 500. This will be 500, 5,000. The next one, third, will be 50,000. So like that, one after the other, all these layers are indicated. If you see, the Earth inner diameter is 500. The Earth layer, this is universal diameter is 500 million units. The Earth layer is all around. This side 500, this side 400. And water layer, this side 5,000, this side 5,000. So like that, if you add for the total diameter of the entire universe, we need to add the individual widths, individual diameters of all these individual layers. So Brahmanda inner diameter, earth layer, water layer, fire layer, air layer, ether layer, Ankara layer, Mahadatva layer, Tamas layer, Rajas layer, Sattva layer, like this. All these 10 layers, the total will be this much. This is the overall diameter of the universe. 1.111 into the power of 12 million yojanas, or approximately 10 to the power of 18 yojanas. This is the overall diameter of our universe. And so like this, we have discussed all the places within the universe. Then we discussed about the 7 layers, and after that there are 3 more layers, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Then there is Karnadaksha Vishnu. After Karnadaksha Vishnu, what is there? And here, after Karnadaksha Vishnu is the abode of Brahmajyoti. It is the area between the coverings of the universe and the Vaikuntha planets. The original Vaikuntha planets are here, and this is the material existence, and in between them is Brahmajyoti. Tata parastad yogeshwara gatim vishuddham udaharanti. Vishuddham is completely pure, and it is the abode of Yogeshwaras. Those people who practice jnana and ashtanga yoga by being mastered of that particular sadhana, they attain Sajya Mukti. When they attain Sajya Mukti, they enter into Brahmajyoti. And after passing through Brahmajyoti, one enters into Vaikuntha Lokas. The Vishnu Purana says the Vaikuntha Lokas begin 10 million yojanas above the 7 or 8 universal coverings. So this is our internal universe. Then there are these are 7 coverings. This is the 8th covering, the blue one. Then there is Brahmajyoti. After Brahmajyoti, we have Vaikuntha Lokas. So this Brahmajyoti width is approximately about 10 million yojanas. So this is how one after the other, we see all these upper planetary systems are situated one above the other, one above the other. So like that we have seen till now Sun, Moon, Nakshatras, Shukra, Buddha, Angaraka, Brihaspati, Shani, Saptarishi Mandal, Dhruvaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, free space within which Vaikuntha is there, and 7 outer coverings, 7 or 8 or 10 outer coverings, then Brahmajyoti, and then Vaikunthas. So like that. All these different places are situated as you go above and above and above. These are the locations of all these different places. So this is our universe's picture, vertical picture according to the scale. This is our entire universe. The lower half is occupied by Garbhodaka ocean, within which Garbhodaka Vishnu is there. This is Bhumandala, and this is the Loka mountain. This is like this. This first circle is Dhruvaloka. All the abodes which we discussed till now, the sun, moon, constellations, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Saptarishi Mandal, up to Dhruvaloka, all these things are located in this small flat area here only. And from Dhruvaloka, as you go upward, you come to Maharloka, then Janaloka, then Tapaloka, Satyaloka. This picture is drawn to scale, everything. And this portion, when you enlarge, it becomes like this. This particular Loka mountain, which is here, is shown like this. And in between this, they are all like this. So this is how all these are connected. All these are situated. So this is about Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Svargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. Then 7 universal layers. The 8th layer is about Prakriti, then Brahmajyoti, then Vaikuntha, then like that. So this is how we discussed. So after this, in the 24th chapter, there is a discussion about Bhuvarloka and Svargaloka. Bhuvarloka and Bilasvargas. Some more details about Bhuvarloka, and also 7 lower planetary systems are discussed in the next chapter. Before going further, any questions till now?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Other devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Manoj.
Prabhuji, this Virat Roop, which Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, it manifests the Virat Roop. So it includes all these planetary systems.
14 planetary systems,
from
yes.
Satyalok down to
Patala.
To the Garbhodak ocean, to Patal-lok. Okay. So that is the Virat Roop.
Yes.
And then after manifesting the Virat Roop, he enters the Garbhodak ocean and lies down in Yog Nidra.
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify.
See one thing.
This.
Virat Roop means there are 2 Virat Roops. One is subtle universal form, one is gross universal form. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, first he enters into the universe, creates water, creates ether, then he enters into that water, he takes rest. So first he creates subtle universal form, then a lotus comes from his navel. On top of that lotus, Brahma appears, and then Brahma divides that lotus into 14 planetary systems. That 14 planetary system is called gross universal form.
Gross, okay. So that is the first creation, is the primary creation.
Yes.
Before Brahma and after Brahma, okay. I was reading
whatever
the
has been done by
canto
Lord Vishnu.
lectures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Other devotees have any questions? Okay. So now we'll see a little bit from 24th chapter. Today we'll see about Bhuvarloka, and in the next class we'll see about Bilasvargas. Bhuvarloka or Antariksha, it is also called Antariksha. It is the sky between the heaven and earth, Bhuloka and Swargaloka. Dyav a Prithviyor Antarena Nabo Valayasya. Dyav means Swargaloka, Prithvi is Bhuloka. Between these two, the intermediate space is called Bhuvarloka. Te Antarena Antariksham Tad Ubaya Sannidam. So in between these two is called, the area is called Antariksha, which joins Swargaloka with Bhuloka. And this Antariksha measures 2 lakh yojanas, joining them. It is a place of enjoyment for Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhuta, Pita, Pishashas, and also the other Devatas. Antariksha extends downward as far as the wind blows and the clouds float in the sky. Yavad Vayu Pravati, Yavan Mega Upalabhyante. So we'll see what it means. The next slide will explain about that. That time we'll see. So who are all the people who are staying in this Borloka? First of all, 10,000 yojanas as you go downward with respect to sun. Till now we saw everything, we are going upward with respect to sun. But if you go downward with respect to this plane of sun by 10,000 yojanas, there you get to see the location of Rahu and Ketu, who is located 10,000 yojanas below the sun. He moves like the stars. Rahu is the son of Simika, the most abominable asura. So Simika married Viparchitti and they gave birth to Rahu and 100 Ketus. By the way, Simika is younger sister of Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu had 5 sons and 1 daughter. The daughter was Simika. And Simika gave birth to 100 Rahu, 100 Ketus and 1 Rahu. So Brahma made Rahu and 100 Ketus as the 2 rulers of the 2 planets. So because in the Samudra Manthan episode, they also drank nectar, they also became Amaras. As a result of that, Lord Brahma made them the leaders of 2 planets. The planet on which Rahu is staying is called Rahu. The planet on which Ketus are staying is called Ketu. So in that way. Because they were obstructed while drinking Somarasa, Samudra Manthan, the nectar, they became envious of both sun and moon because it is sun and moon identified them to be asuras. So in that way. So they express their enmity to upon sun and moon by covering their bright sunlight or moonlight. So Rahu or Ketu covers sunshine on the dark moon day on the daytime of Amavasya and hence causes solar eclipse. And they cover the moonlight on the full moon night by which they cause lunar eclipse. So this is how, in order to express their anger towards sun and moon, they cover the sunlight which is coming to us on Amavasya daytime, and they cover the moonlight which is coming to us on the Paurnami night time, and they cause eclipse for some time. So eclipse is basically they cut the rays of the sun or moon that are coming to earth, and they send for their own evil influence, evil rays upon us. So as soon as they obstruct the sun or moon, Rahu and Ketu attack them on the full moon night and dark moon day. So on these days they create an obstacle to full moon and dark moon from those looking from the earth. So when they cover the sunlight or moonlight which are coming to us, the remaining devatas offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. So hearing their prayers, the Lord immediately sends forth Sudarshan Chakra, and the Sudarshan Chakra comes near to Rahu or Ketu, whoever is causing this problem. So just like Sudarshan Chakra followed after Durvas Muni, who was unable to bear the heat of that Sudarshan Chakra, went to Satyaloka, to Brahma, to Shiva, to Vishnu. Similarly, Rahu or Ketu are obstructing the sunlight or moonlight accordingly, unable to bear the temperature of the Sudarshan Chakra. They leave that Graha and go to a distant place. And that way, the eclipse is removed. So hearing of Rahu or Ketu's attack through the praying devatas, the Lord engages his dear Sudarshan Chakra to protect the sun and moon. Seeing the intolerable heat of the Sudarshan Chakra rotating in front of him for 48 minutes, one Murta time, Rahu or Ketu, frightened and worried, flees to a distant place, leaving sun or moon away. So sometime they are able to tolerate the heat of the Sudarshan Chakra, but eventually they are unable to bear the temperature and they give away the covering of sun or moon. They go to a distant place. And this particular episode is called as eclipse, Uparagam Vadanti. Because of either precise or imprecise alignment, there are full or partial eclipses on those days. So Rahu, Ketu, Sun and Moon and Earth. Sometimes they may be in perfect alignment, sometimes they may be a little bit here and there. When they are perfect in alignment, that is called full eclipse. When they are not completely in alignment, that is called partial eclipse. So in either way, the eclipse will take place these days because of the influence of Rahu and Ketu are situated 10,000 yojanas below the orbital plane of Sun. Siddha Charana Vidyadharas are situated just below
Hare Krishna.
Rahu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
we've always understood that these eclipses were formed, even in geography, we studied that they were formed because the moon, earth, and the sun, they are in one line, or, they cast their shadows. So it was never like this.
No, that is there. See, that is a physical observable phenomena. But in addition to that, there is the invisible phenomena of the Rahu and Ketu is also there.
So that is why they say inauspicious time and should
Ah,
chant more
yes,
during.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
During this eclipse time, it is not auspicious for us to perform the
But
regular
then do they
rituals.
but do they mention that this particular eclipse is because of the shadow of Rahu and Ketu
Yeah,
falling
that
on the
is
sun
clearly
or no?
mentioned in our Panchanga. It is mentioned. The modern scientists they don't talk about it, but our Panchanga talks about it. It
Panchang,
is a
okay.
Rahu Grasta eclipse or Ketu Grasta eclipse that is clearly mentioned in our Panchanga.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. Thank you.
So one time eclipse will be caused by Rahu, other time eclipse will be caused by Ketu. 6 months apart, both of them. So like that. So as you go downward below Rahu Ketu to a distance of 10,000 yojanas, we have the abode of Siddhacharana Vidyadharas, who are naturally endowed with mystic powers, who travel easily without the aid of any airplanes. The heavenly beings need some airplanes, but Siddhacharana Vidyadharas are so special, even without the aid of airplane, they can just, by their mystic potency, they can travel anywhere they want because they are by nature, they are Siddhas. They are endowed with all Siddhis. So in that way. And if you go further downward by some distance, you'll come to the abode of Yakshas and Rakshasas. And along with them, there is the same place we also see Bhuta, Preta, Pishashas. They are also residing in the same place along with the Yakshas and Rakshasas. And from them, if you go downward by 100 yojanas, you will come to Bhumandala. That means Yaksha, Rakshasa, Siddha, Bhuta, Preta, Pishasha Loka is located 100 yojanas above Bhumandala. So in that way. That is how all these different places have been indicated in this Bhur Loka. One is Rahu Ketu, other one is Siddhacharana Vidyadharas, next one is Yaksharakshasas, the next one is Bhuta Preta Pishashas. All these different people are residing in the Bhur Loka. So 100 yojanas below Yaksha Loka, the Bhumandala starts. So the Bhumandala's upper limit extends as high as fans, hawks, eagles, and similar birds, which are the transformation of the earth, can fly. The earthly residents, the earthly beings such as birds and all, to whatever height they can fly, that much height belongs to Bhumandala only. And just above that, the Bhuvar Loka starts. That is the understanding. And this is the upper limit of Bhur Loka, above which there is no more air. So to the extent the birds can fly, till that extent, the Vayu which is familiar to us, the Vayu, the air, the wind which is familiar to us, that flows. And above that point, the heavenly Vayu will flow. The earthly Vayu is not available. In the Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka, the heavenly Vayu will be there, not the earthly Vayu. So that's a different kind of wind that will be there in the Bhuvarloka. So that's where the Bhuvarloka starts. Antariksha starts. So in this way, we see with respect to Sun, as you go downward by 10,000 yojanas, we have Rahu Ketu. Another 10,000 yojanas, we have Siddhacharana Vidyadharas. Another 79,000 yojanas, we have Yaksha Rakshasas, Bhuta Preta Pishashas. And if you go downward by 100 yojanas, we have Bhumandala. And 1 lakh yojanas above Sun is Moon. And Moon is the residence of Sadhyas and Pitrus. And between Moon and Sun, in this intermediate space, we have Gandharvas and Apsaras, Kinnaras and Kimpurshas. So like that we can say here is Rahu Ketu, Siddhacharana Vidyadharas, Yaksha Rakshasas, Bhuta Preta Pishashas, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras and Kimpurshas. So like this, all these different personalities and different people are residing in this Bhurloka. So this is the picture of Bhurloka and all these different personalities are residing in this Bhurloka. So this is about the Bhurloka. Who are the different kinds of people who are residing in this Bhurloka and what kind of activity they perform, etc., etc., indicated here. Any questions? So we'll stop here with this section. The next section we will continue in the next class, because the next section is a bigger one, so it will take a lot of time to continue. We'll start and continue in the next class. Any questions till now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, what type of people go to this Siddhas, Charanas, and Vidyadhar lokas?
So those
They
people
are
want
also
to.
pious people.
Yeah, these are all heavenly people, na. But these are lesser category of devatas. That Indra, Varuna, Vayu, and all the main devatas, the principal devatas, these are called Upadevatas. Gandharva, Saptaras, Kinnaras, Kimpurusha, Siddhacharana, Jadara, these are all Upadevatas.
Okay.
Whoever wish to go there, whoever wish
And
to become like them, they'll go there.
okay. And these yakshas, rakshasas, pretas, actually they are not very pious people, nor are they very spiritual. So why do they have a place higher than the earth? They should be in Patal Lok, no?
Of course, the lower 7 planet systems are meant for asuras. These are a different category of asuras. They have some place in the lower planets also. One of the lower planets is given to them also. Even in Borlok also, at a remote place, also some place is given to them. See, it is not that all people, a category of people stay only at one place. The people will be at different places. Like that in the previous class, we discussed that some of the Pitrus are staying in the moon loka, moon planet. And some of the Pitrus are staying in Yamaloka also. In Yamaloka also, there is a Pitruloka. It's like that.
So Yamaloka, Yamraj has 3 abodes, no? One on top of Mount Sumeru, one on the Manasaptar mountain, and one near the hellish planets.
In the near the hellish planets is actually the main abode. One on top of Mount Meru, one on top of Manasaptar mountain are like townships. So once in a while, if there is some meeting is there with devatas to associate with. That time you will go there and stay for some time and come back. That is not his permanent residence. So उनका बंगलो
So
है
the
वहाँ पर भी.
Pitrulok, they are Pitrulok, they mainly stay at Yamaloka in the lower planetary system.
No.
Not lower, in the Narkalo.
See, those
Somewhere
Pitrus who are staying in those Pitrus who stay in the moon, they stay there only. Those Pitrus who stay in the Yamaloka, they stay there only. These two are two different places.
But is there any particular like they are divided on the basis of certain karmas or something?
Yes, they are all
Those
there.
with
See,
better karma go to Pitrulok.
yeah, that is true. That
Yeah.
that we don't know because we don't read other books so much. So in the Bhagavatam does not talk about all these places so much, because Bhagavatam purpose is to take one to spiritual world. In other books such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other Puranas, we may hear about these Pitrulokas very vividly. Yes, it may be true as you mentioned that those who do more pious karma, they will go to Pitruloka in the moon planet. Those who do medium kind of pious karma, they will go to Pitruloka in the Yamaloka. That is true. Somewhat like that.
So after death, even if it is a devotee, they have to pass through the Yamalokas, is it?
No, not like that. See, going to any place is as per the desire of that particular living entity. No one is forced to go anywhere. If it is said that if one is always desirous to go back to spiritual world and is also practicing for that, he will go to spiritual world. You don't have to go to other places. But if someone has a desire to go to all these places, they will go. Definitely, they will go to all these places.
Okay.
Based on one's desire and practices.
Thank you.
Correction. What about other devotees? Anyone else? have any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, we'll stop here. It's already 8:30. So in any case, so we'll continue in the next week. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.